Okay, it's story time. You forced me into a little tale about I don't know, I think I told the story to somebody and they were like, "Man, you need to tell that on film." Okay, so check this out. Now, first of all, a lot of you are on the winning side of some of your more risky experiences, some of your crazier experiences. Now, what I promise to do to you on this platform is to tell you the truth. Straight up. That's my that's my subtle promise. My that's the ground I'm gonna stand on. So if I say it and it sounds outrageous or eh, mediocre, just know that whatever it is my best version of the truth. There's two or three sides to every story, but promise you. So I'm just gonna say by the end of the story, somebody got punched in the face and two people were naked. Welcome to this episode of Sorry for My Language. Hey man, so I got a glitch. I say so. Sometimes people say or like. I'm cutting that so shit out right now. So you're part of my past. It's a new day. Continuing with this story, because it's story time, and I ain't got a lot of time with y'all today. I gotta skedaddle. However, what are those words called? Conjunctions? Like however, consequently, therefore, nevertheless. Conjunction, junction, what's your function? I've been working all day and saying pop on. Conjunction, junction, what's your function? I've been saying, but down. Shout out to Schoolhouse Rock. I need to watch Schoolhouse Rock a little more to know what a bill is. Because I know I'm just a bill. I'm only a bill. I'm living here on Capitol Hill. Well, now I'm off to the White House where I wait here in line. But something happens between the bill being a bill and going to the White House. The Senate, Congress does something. I don't know. I need to be a more responsible voter. I don't know who the Congress people are, senators, but they be cooking up every day, shaping a little future for us. And I don't even know who to like and who not to like and who to support and who not to support, how to support them, how not to support them, what judge they brought in, what judge they dissed, what I don't know anything. Am I the only one who doesn't know anything? Talking about crack one of these books. Jeez Louise, how do I not know the entire process of the bill? That's crazy. Imagine how many people don't know the entire process of making a bill a law and all the little glitches in between it. And you just don't have any idea how it got there. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I remember when Obama's first term was here, and then we learned all the stuff about a delegate, a super delegate, a don't a do, and then you realize it's only like three people making all the decisions after all these votes are made. Because if somebody don't agree, they'll be like, "We got to pass it by the delegate," and if somebody else don't agree, "We got to pass it by the super duper delegate." It's like all that. If the votes are counted, so when it comes down to it, I'm not sure. I don't even know how this whole thing works. And I encourage each of you to look up the three branches of law: the judiciary branch of the law, the executive branch of the law, and the legislative branch of the law. Just look them up now because you're not doing too much more. And then, just check out the definitions just so you can log that in. The mind is a pit of different information. Bogle in the dance, then you got the bogulation. Shout out to Tribe Called Quest. But back to this story, man, just a little slice of what I would call an almost supernatural night. But things happen just as it's supposed to happen. So, I mean, if you're open to stuff, man, stuff will just happen in your life. And then they sound cool to retail, but they don't sound cool when they're happening. And I'm not sure if I've told this on this platform or not, but if I can't remember, um, what difference does it make? I tell it again. And if I did tell it, you could go back to whenever I might have told it, but I don't know. I don't have any indication as to why I might have told it, but I bet you I told it the same way. So that's how you know I'm not lying. Anyway, this episode is sponsored by Grindstone Universal, and this right here is a Grindstone Universal shirt. Oh my gosh. I know you see the shimmer sheen. I know you see it. Oh man, I'm looking for the embroidery because it's like this metallic silver on here. You can't even see it, right? You know, this is one of the jobs you got to be up close on. Anyway, this shirt right here, high quality, super fresh. Yeah, it's a short sleeve. It's a good gambling shirt. It's a good boating shirt. It's a good shirt to smell good in. Go to grindstoneuniversal.com. You won't find this particular shirt there because this shirt is 27 years old. I made this shirt in 1998, maybe 1999. And every button, every stitch, every look, no glitch. Look, yeah, we still like that. Heavy in the game. A pocket right here. I need to start standing up again. Anyway, it's not about me and my wonderful shirt. Um, but it is about you going to Grindstone Universal because one of the most patriotic things that you can do is spend money with a black business. So shout out to all you patriots. Get busy and let me see. Let me see if he is what you say he is. Let me see if he is who you say you are. So yeah. Story time. Promise you. All right, so I make clothes. Grindstone Universal is the name of my brand. In the clothing lane, there are several ways to go. Some are just get a bunch of blanks, print a design, screen print it yourself, make it convenient. You have the heat press or DTF transfer. There's several ways to just get blanks that are already made and make it happen, or you can also manufacture things yourself. You know, make those connections and get your manufacturing together. So once you have your manufacturing done, once you have your product in hand, however you chose to do it, now you got to sell it. So this is a time when e-commerce was absolutely not as popular as it is now. It existed, but it wasn't rocking. I think I'm taking you back to 2000. I'm going to say 12, but it could be 11. Could even be 10. I have no way of remembering this. I don't have no markers that let me remember. But I'm going to safely say Obama was president. Sometimes I mark my stuff by presidents. So I'm going to these trade shows because for every product that's sold, I'm not sure if it's still like that now, but definitely before social media was a huge thing, scrolling and clicking was a big thing. There's trade shows for everything. Every product that's sold is a trade show for it. And on the East Coast, you'd have it in the Javits Center in New York, or sometimes they'd have some things going on in New Jersey, depending on what it was. But then on the West, the main part where you would get all the traffic for all the shows that would almost feed into like a global connect, not even almost, definitely would, they'd be in Las Vegas. And so I used to go to the magic show, and a lot of you might have heard of the magic show. It has nothing to do with sleight of hand or illusionary art. It has everything to, it's just what the clothing convention is called. And it's where lots of your favorite brands got their first birth into the market because everybody who owned a store or an outlet, they would go to the magic show as a buyer. And then everybody who created stuff, they would be there as exhibitors showing the product that they made. So I'm representing my damn self, Grindstone Universal. So I go up in the spot, set up a booth. Now, this isn't the first time, okay? But I'm just telling you where I got like the click. Set up the booth, you make a little world for yourself. I'd fly people out so they could be in the booth. You'd end up spending hella money on this. When I say hella money, it's money that people don't spend in 2025 to do anything. Like in that era, maybe there was just more money around. I don't know, but it would be a lot of money shelled out on the regular for things. And it's just a trip looking back at how much money I used to spend just to get to zero. Like you spend all this money and you'd have to recoup all that just to get to zero. And then you start making money. Just a whole different economic time. But anyway, spend all this money on the booth, spend all this money flying people out, spend all this money housing people, in their hotel accommodations and everything to make the brand and the business crack. This was a thing. There was no instant check me out. You had to go see and be seen. So at this magic show, it was this one particular one. I realized that there were some clothing lines that were consistently getting more action than me. Now, I made friends with a lot of these people. I looked to see what a lot of them had to offer in their brand selection and, all this shit. I'm looking up close. I'm peeping their story. They shit's not better than mine. Maybe subjectively it is, but objectively it is not. I'm really cracking your head with the fly shit, the color combos, all this fly shit, right? I know what I'm doing. Thumb on the carotid artery of the game. I know the pulse. But then these other joints are still getting more energy. So this one particular conference, I spoke to this dude and I was just like, man, what is going on? Like, how do these buyers know to come to you? What the fuck is going on? So then he was like, oh, it's the relationships. I've been selling things to them for a long ass time. I've represented this brand, I've represented that brand, I represented that brand. It don't matter what I'm selling. They know me. And so I was like, they know you. So it has nothing to do with the clothing brand itself. No, it does not. The clothing brand got to have its shit together, got to be able to deliver if they order something, but they fuck with me. I am a rep. I'm a representative. You need a rep. And I'm like, damn, but they see me and they see my product. Like, why don't they buy the product so they get that shit jumping? And it was like, man, it's an industry. It doesn't work like that. And we leave here and we go there, 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 there. And then so we see them in their different regions after we've seen them here. So really our life is on the road. We sell all the time. Huh. Mental note. So you have relationships with these people. It's dinner, it's wine, dine, it's all that shit. And you're seeing them, say if they have a store in Florida, you saw them in Vegas, now you check them in Florida. Now you might fly up to Milwaukee or some shit, tell the Florida person you might see them, but the Florida person might see what you have going on there. And then not only that, you're emailing them shit. You're on this platform called Brand Boom, which is keeping them where they need to be. Anyway, I realize that this is an industry that is about relationships more than it's about the fucking product. I also realized that most of the people involved in dressing black people fresh out the store, from concept to sale, no black people are involved. So I'm learning all this shit, but I want in. I'm like, okay, well, shit, I'm the truth. I'm really what y'all motherfuckers are missing. I mean, both the customer and the store and the rep, but then, on that side, it'd be like, so and so's daddy did this for me, therefore I do this, and we do this for them. So it was from manufacturing to sale, it was all an end game, an inside trading game. All right, that's how they made their money. But you would think that the stuff that was hitting the streets was the flyest shit. It wasn't. It was just whose relative or friend had what. So I got put down with some good game. They told me, look, you need to tap into this circuit of trade shows right over here in the Southeast region. of the country. And then like we go from Atlanta to North Carolina to Fort Lauderdale, and we kind of travel as a pack. Like we go together, and you need to come fuck with that. And that'll get you into something that you're not yet tapped into, and you'll be able to see these people more regionally. They'll get to know you. They'll have a tendency to buy from you once they get to know you. All right, fucking bet. I gotta sell these clothes, man. I'm making something, and I'm making something beneficial to the person wearing it. Like I really thought about this shit. I'm not just trying to match it up with the Jordans. I'm not clowning. Like I got a thing. I know what I'm doing. This is my attitude. This is what I know. So I started off like the next stop I think I went to. They were like, meet us in. I was like, fuck it. Where's the next show? Meet us in. It might have been Atlanta. I was like, okay, let me check the calendar. Bet. Flying there, set up in Atlanta. That's where I met a lot of the people face to face for the first time. A lot of the store owners in their city. So then they see you in Vegas and then they see you in Atlanta and they're like, oh, okay, you're serious. Now I got to look at your shit at least. I at least got to look at it to make you feel good. I might not spend a bag with you, but I got to look at your shit. I might place it in my store. I got 8 stores, but I might spend a little $1,000 with you or something. All right, fuck it. That's the intro deal, right? Cool. So then when I'm in Atlanta, they were like, hey, from here, because I saw a lot of the same people. Shout out to those reps. That rep life is different. But they were like, from here, we're going to where the fuck did they say they were going? From here, we're going to Fort Lauderdale to the show. All right, bet. Let me pay for that Fort Lauderdale show, get my hotel, all that shit. Man, I go straight from Atlanta to Fort Lauderdale. So now it's like I'm on the road. I'm the rep. I'm the creator. I'm the rep. I'm the one-man band. Go down to Fort Lauderdale, set my shit up, do business in Fort Lauderdale. And then by the end of this Fort Lauderdale show, buying, selling, I got my little receipt book, took my orders, kind of wrapping up the southeast region of the coast, hit up the west, and people fucked with it in the middle. I say, you know what? This has been a lot. I'm gonna treat myself to a little 2-day vacation in Miami. I'm just gonna go relax. I'm gonna go kick it. This is when this is when the fireworks started. So I go to Miami and I was like, man, when I go to Miami, I'm only gonna activate on Collins. I'm not going to Ocean Drive because Ocean Drive is where all the ridiculousness happens. So this is my vow to myself, right? I'm going to Collins. And I'm just gonna chill. Me, the beach, some good food, some rest, some linen pants, polo shirt. I'm chilling. I'm tired and I gotta be refreshed. I gotta feel good about it. I feel good. So, and this is what happened from this point on. This is when it I think I'm giving away a movie script. Hold up. So I get down to Miami. I can't remember what hotel I was staying in, but something cool on Collins. And when I get down there, mind you, I'm dolo. I got my bag. I got my bags from the trade show. So I got clothes, new clothes in my bag and, whatever I'm wearing. And the very first thing I had to address was that ocean. So put my stuff in my room, get out. I swim out to the buoys in the ocean, like way, you get to swim all the way to the point where the lifeguard be like, whoa, you can't go that far. You can't go that far. All right, cool. So I'm just out there treading water, taking in this new space in the industry that I've entered, seeing it differently now, seeing sales different, seeing how the game works, right? When I'm thinking it was a innovation quality thing, now I'm realizing it's a relationship thing when it comes to making the money. And just processing. And this was before social media. So when your time alone was your time alone. So I'm processing, chilling. It's beautiful. Then coming for me from the shore to me, I mean, swimming like Phelps my way. It's this blonde chick with a with a red bathing suit on, a two-piece. So it ain't like she's coming out to save me as a lifeguard, a two-piece and some shades on. And she's really pushing it, swimming. She gets out to me. She gets like where I am. And um, you know, she had the Versace shades on. So I was like, okay, baby, a little cheesed up. Back then that meant something to who I was back then. And she got right to where I was. I'm the only person within a nice little radius. It ain't nobody who swam out as far as me. She came right up to me and she started speaking French. And I'm just like, and we're out far, so salt water, so you're kind of floating. Well, you are floating, but you're treading water. Like the water's too deep to stand on. I'm like, dang, you made a hell of an effort. She lifted up her glass and she's talking to me, saying all that slick shit. Um, I have no idea what this means, but sound like it makes good sense to me. I'm with this, whatever you're talking about. And then she pointed behind it, like to the shore, and she was like, right there, Delano, room 416. Delano, room 416. Right. So I'm like, yes, 416. Yes, Delano, room 416. Bet. And she's like, dinner tonight, 7 p.m. or whatever she said. Meet me for dinner. Like she was able to squeeze out a few words. I was like, hell yeah. Shit. I like the Delano. That was my favorite joint back then. So yeah, I'm gonna be there. Not gonna be square. I'm gonna be there. And so I had to download Google Translate because at that time I didn't have Google Translate. That shit was kind of new. And so whenever Google Translate came out, it was like around that year. So do the math and science on that. So she tells me to go back to the hotel tonight, 7 p.m. or whatever. I'm like, hell yeah. So I'm chilling. So the day was the day. I kicked it. It was cool. Now, some of my homegirls from DC were in Miami. And one of the girls I thought was hella cute, right? She wasn't really my homegirl. I really didn't know her, but she was friends of this. They were friends. They were all friends. One of the friends I thought was cute. I wanted to get to know her a little better. But they were like, hey, we're down in South Beach too. I was like, all right, bet. Where you going to be? Um, they were like, we'll be down at wherever the fuck they're going to be. So anyway, we didn't catch up with each other that night. But then that night, I go meet the homegirl for dinner, the one who came out to swim to me. So she was with a friend of hers, and I don't know if you ever saw Prince Under the Cherry Moon, that movie, but they had their hair kind of like on the finger wave tip for white girls with the silver hairpin clips, and they was dressed hella nice, and I'm like, damn, this some fly ass shit going on right here, right? We eating at the Delano in the back, so it's like it's open facing the beach. And I'm just like, damn, this is dope. So the one who came out to fuck with me, she couldn't really speak English that well. Her other friend had a little better handle on the English language, which was good enough for her to be the conduit between us. She say some shit, I'm looking it up, I'm trying to peep, and I don't know any French. Like if it was Spanish, I can navigate that a little better, but I don't know any French. So she's giving me a little French game, and I'm with it. I'm soaking it up. Like okay. Eventually, it led to her inviting me and hopefully one of my friends to the south of France. So this shit is lit. Just get to the south of France, and we take care of everything. We want to show you around. I like you so much, and do. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to the south of France. I'm going to the south of France, baby. So I'm hearing these two pretty ass stylish women, right? And I'm just like, damn, that's the fuck I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Clap it up for the home team. So they had to go do something else that night, right? And I was like, all right, bet, fuck it. That's cool. Live your life. And but it was already a victory for me. I saw the ocean. I kicked it in at the beach all day, and then had dinner with two wonderful women who invited me to the south of France. Shit, that's worth the admission price. So that evening, I still had my shit with me, and now the Delano. I didn't tell you about the my initiation to the Delano back when the Delano was the Delano. But anyway, the Delano came to be like that was my home court. I loved to kick it there. So I knew that I couldn't remember if it was Friday night or Saturday night, but they have a big ass party in there but only the people who were staying there could get rhythm. So before I left the Delano, I went and I hollered at, the people in there because I wasn't staying in the Delano that night. But I hollered at people just so my face card would work. I dipped. I knew it was gonna be some action coming back. So I get back to the Delano around the time their little evening soiree happens. And the shit is a high level function. Like, but it's just what they would be doing on, I can't remember if it was a Friday night or Saturday night. And if you didn't have the key card to get in that joint, you could not fuck with it. So I go in there, I'm chilling, get the drink of choice, and I'm just chilling. Now, it might have been 2011 because I promise you, as Grindstone Universal, I was the first clothing brand that I'm aware of that had custom socks. Now, I'm not talking about socks with just your name on it, but I'm talking about custom socks. And there are people on this earth who will co-sign and won't say I'm lying. Now, outside of like, I don't know, NBA socks or some shit, I had the first fucking socks. Because I remember when I was talking to the sock manufacturer, they were like, so you just want designs here and there? You just want to do this and that? Yeah, that's exactly what the fuck I want to do. So this was before stance socks. This was before whatever the jazzy shit you wearing, before socks was really, really fly like that. I was doing it at Grindstone Universal. Bet that. And so I knew that was a sidebar, but it's going to lead into the function. So I'm at the Delano in this lobby where it's starting to get active. And everybody here should have been here. So they had like a real nice inside activation and then an outdoor, I don't even know what to call it. It was the veranda, some shit, right? It's like the big ass human size, well, not human size, but like toddler size chess pieces. You're walking on the chessboard. They had the cabanas, the hammocks, the pool. They just had that thing right for a nighttime good time. And so I'm in there knowing how to position myself socially. So I'm kicking it up in the joint, and I got comfortable with my drinks, and shit, act like you've been here before, but I have. I kicked my shoes off. I'm wearing my grindstone socks, right, on some custom fly shit. When everybody else, you might have had socks that were this color or that color, but you ain't seen no shit with a design on them yet. We haven't been that far, or a logo, and you ain't that far evolved in the sock game. Nobody was doing that. So my socks became a conversation piece. Now I'm getting action off the foot being out with the socks. And everybody was just looking for somebody to talk to anyway because everybody's excited to be in this place that's popping. And where adults are totally acting like adults in this motherfucker. Like, this ain't a place for the children or the meek, right? So I'm up in there. I mean, jumping all. I mean, this man, look, in that type of function, it wasn't no Diddy party, but it was a joint where people would really get to know people, right? Um, I mean, that's when getting somebody's number meant something. It wasn't like follow me here, follow me there. So I'm booking joints and I'm chilling. Everybody looking they fucking best, and I know I'm not sicing it because that's really what it was. I bet if I could look in the past, it wouldn't look smaller than I'm explaining it. It would look like, damn, that shit is grandiose. Because I think things used to be better before there was a formula to making shit better. People really put effort and care into details and shit, and people got their shit together the way they was presenting. Anyway, before the end of the night, I know I fell in love once and the love was mutual. It was some heavy groping and petting for show. Some PDA over here, so I know I I mean as a one man as a the one man band, I got it in and jumped it off the footwear. Right? That was like my end. I wasn't even trying, but I was, shit. If a pretty girl want to talk to me, she fucked up with her words. She sees something unusual. Man, those are some nice socks. Whatever the fuck she was clucking about. It got the convo, leaped off. After that night, I was like, man, what a night. The party was everything it should have been. The day was everything. The evening was everything it should have been. And this wasn't even about me and the ladies, even though that was a wonderful trimming to the night. It was just about the fact that I got my mind off of this intense work that I've been doing before. And now I just really kicked it how I want to dolo. So I called my homegirls who were from DC and I told them, hey, man, we didn't catch up this time, about to leave in the morning. They were like, no, stay another day. We're here. We could catch up tomorrow. I'll check on my life. And I'm like, why not? I can stay another day. I stayed another day. This is the weirdest stuff in the world. This is where if you stay at the table too long, the house is gonna take your money, right? So I'm at the Delano. I'm loving my life. I mean, no, 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 I'm bugging. I'm not at the Delano. I'm in Miami. I'm loving my life. Um, and I was like, okay, damn. On the next day, it's the damn. I cannot remember the name of the hotel, but it's the hotel. This one hotel had a pool party, and I think it was on Sundays, a day party, and it was called the Shore, the Shore Club, the Shore Club in Miami. Right. So the Shore Club in Miami Sunday party, that shit was rocking. Right. And it was not an automatic entry, which made the party even better. So it was a day party, pool party. So I work my jelly. I get off in the joint. And when I get in there, I'm like, okay, I don't know anybody here, but this shit, like, I still got pictures. That's the damn, oh my gosh. Do I have pictures? Fuck. I know I had a thumb drive. I hope that didn't get lost in the shuffle. But all this stuff I'm saying, this is documented, and this was before uh the smartphone or before the smartphone was a thing. So I don't know what the fuck I was taking a picture with, but I don't know. I don't know, but I do have pictures somewhere just in case I thought I was tripping. So anyway, Shore Club, the party, I'm kicking it. Now this is back when I used to sell items. I used to sell a lot of shit. And with selling shit, I know how to work a room. I know how to walk into a room. It was an easy practice. Walk into a space where nobody was. I mean, where there was no real major action going on, and I knew how to command the attention of the room systematically. It was just a skill of a hustler. So I'm looking around this joint. The sun is shining bright. The music's good. The people are happy. All this shit. I see like who's who, in the party, not celebrity wise, but who got it going on. And I see where my space is in this little pool party function. And I was like, I tell myself, I'll be right back. So what I did, this was the money play. I went back to my room, went into my suitcase of the trade show clothes that I had, right? Because I just did trade shows all up and down. I had hell of new t-shirts and shit. I go back, I play the cut a little bit. I'm not sure first. I might have hit off the DJ or something. I was like, hey, what's up? I got this t-shirt, Grindstone Universal is my brand, but check it out. You might want to throw it on, fly shit. Oh shit, this is nice. Da, 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 da. DJ put the shit on. Then I go over, I'm drinking, but I had these Grindstone tote bags, right? So I'm sitting with the clothes in the tote bag, just sitting drinking. mine in the sun, mine in the surf, chilling. And then I see like a couple little cute joints while I might want my end game on. So then, we start talking about some shit. And then obviously the conversation goes to, oh, what's that? Oh, I make clothes. You make clothes? Oh shit. And then not the one who I'm talking to, but the friend hops in. Can I have one? Can I see that? Bam. So then I start passing out. Yeah, here you go. So then, and I didn't want to go home with my shit anyway. I had too much, my bags were heavy. I didn't even want to take all that shit home. So now, here you go. Here's a shirt. Here's a shirt. So now, next thing you know, I got like the little hot spots around the party planted with grindstone. Now this logo is all over the party. Now all these little the cute joints who make a space worth being at, they're wearing the grindstone shirts over their little bikini tops, right? It's a thing now. Now it's a thing. Now it's a thing. So I get what whoever's number was worth getting or whatever. But outside of all that, I just have a great time. So did the day party until I was just totally expended. I was tired. These people went home knowing, and man, if IG was popping in, that would have been viral. But whatever. So I do all the shit at the day party. Had a great time, right? Stacked another day, another win for the home team. And then I'm like, man, this has been great. I'm gonna treat myself to a nice dinner. See if I could catch up with my homegirls. See if I could catch up with them, because remember, I ain't caught up with them. So I go back to the room, acting real mature, put on my linen, I had some linen pants and whatever the fuck I had on, my shit was really fly. I put that shit on, and then I'm just strolling out, and they called me, they were like, hey, we're on Ocean Drive. I was like, I'm gonna come by and say what's up. And then I'm gonna go mind my business. I planned on turning in early because my flight was gonna leave early. Didn't plan on doing nothing but eating a nice little meal because I had a full freaking day. So earlier, don't let me leave this out. When I checked in my room, it was this badass, light skinned, thick, stupid thick. Looked like she had to run track when she was in school or something. Met her, and we didn't exchange numbers or nothing, but we saw each other, had a nice little convo, whatever. And she was she's gonna become a major player shortly in this story. She was from Detroit too. I think her name was Tanya. Tanya was in the building. So I go walk down Ocean freaking Drive to meet up with the people who I just wanted to say hello to, and the one cute girl who I wanted to get to know. My friends who went down there from DC. So in Miami, when you walk down the sidewalk, there's places to eat. You walk down the sidewalk, but the seating is on both sides. So you're kind of like the sidewalk is in the middle of both places to eat, and then it's the street. So I'm walking down. I had just eaten whatever I was going to have for dinner, had a nice little meal, sat up, ate what I wanted to, kicked it like I wanted to. And then I'm just walking down to sync up with them. I see them and I'm like, oh shit, man, how you doing? We're talking, right? They're sitting down, eating whatever they're eating. And it's kind of in a group, not like a closed group, but it's people. So I'm standing on the sidewalk and I'm talking to them. And then this is when it really goes to the next level. So I'm talking, and the girl who I wanted to get at, I say what's up to my friends, but then the girl who I wanted to get at, I'm talking to her, a little lightweight convo, nothing too heavy, but some hi, how you doing, man? Shit, y'all, did the sun treat you right? Look like, whatever you say. So I'm saying all this shit, and then there's this dude sitting down, and he's hella loud. And he was like, man, because if my partner wanted me to kill somebody, I would kill somebody for my partner. I love this dude. Right. But this is like a conversation over there. They are like, That's not my convo. They over here with it. And so, I'm talking, and then he said something else. I was like, man, shit, that's a good friend. Because they're sitting at an adjacent table, so it's too close to ignore, but it's whatever. Fuck, people are drinking. So then we I continue to talk, and I'm over here talking to her. I'm wrapping this up, and she then no, she didn't say shit. He then said something like, the same dude, I'll beat a nigga's ass for my nigga, right? He said some shit like that. And then so I look over, I'm like, damn, they hella loud, right? But I didn't say that to them, but I'm saying that to her. Then it was this commotion, like it was like something stirring on over here. I turn around and look, pop, fool hit me dead in the face. I don't know this nigga from the last cab driver's cab I was in. I don't know him. I never seen him. We didn't exchange words. I don't know what the fuck is going on. And the dude is a big guy, and he's with another dude who's a big motherfucker. And then he's with another dude who's like an average size guy. I just was talking to her. I turned and looked, slam. Dude stole me right in my face. So right when that happened, I don't know for those of y'all who ever got hit in the face before, but when it happens by surprise, you kind of don't know what just happened. And you could kind of pass it off as nothing happened, but your whole everything is re-registered. You're like, wait, what the fuck? And so one of the girls hopped up between us and grabbed my arms, and she was like, wait, please don't do anything. Please don't do anything. And I'm sitting here hella confused. I'm like, man, wait, did he just punch me in the face? She's like, yes. And so he's standing behind there, right? And so I'm looking at her in the face. I was like, okay, is my nose crooked? I got all my teeth. She was like, yeah, yeah. I'm like, all right, bet. I'll be right back. So I tasted like little crumbs of my tooth on my tongue, right? It tastes like sand. I'm rubbing my tongue over my tooth. I was like, damn, I wonder if this nigga I wonder if my tooth about to fall out. So it was like when he hit me in the head, and then I bit down, and my biting down chipped my tooth. So I go to the bathroom, I look in the mirror, I'm looking normal. I'm just like, damn, how this nigga punch me in the face and I look normal? Because this was a big kind of swole dude. He was swole fat. Them swole fat niggas. So I get on the phone with one of my dudes who lived in Florida. And at the time, he was like the wildest, most accessible guy who I knew. I hit him up. I'm like, man, where are you right now? And wherever he was, I can't remember what part of Florida, but it was like 40 minutes away. And he was like, wow. I was like, man, I need you to just come up here, meet me up here, and we're just going to fuck up this whole sidewalk. And so he's like, damn, what happened? I was like, nah, fuck it. You're 40 minutes away. That's too long. If you was close, we could have got it rocking, which would have had me in jail or dead, so shout out to him not being there. So so I call him up. He's not available. I look regular. Like I could see my forehead was swelling, but if you had never seen me before, it could have just been the way I looked. It didn't look like something happened. Mind you, we're in a restaurant. On the way going out to where they are, I grabbed a knife off the off one of the tables. Oh shit. Oops. So I grab a knife off one of the tables. And in grabbing a knife off the table, I kind of tucked it to the side. Right? Because I'm like, I'm stabbing motherfuckers today. That's what's about to happen. So I walk out there. Now, when I first saw them, I didn't see the third guy. Now, two guys, we could get busy because I'm just gonna keep one of them in front of the other one. So you're gonna have to reach over his back or something. And I'm gonna dispose of this dude, and now it's a one-on-one with me and you, the dude behind you. So 2-on-1, we could work that. 3-on-1, I don't know how to work that. So I walk out with the knife. and I got it like tucked, like kind of going up my forearm behind me. And I walk out there and I walk around the sidewalk because I saw where they were. I walk around the sidewalk and then back up the sidewalk where they were. So it wasn't like I was chasing them. It was like I walked into where they were. And when I got to the one dude, I was like, first of all, do we know each other from somewhere? Like we got a past issue, we got a past problem or something. Like, cause I'm thinking like, is this some nonsense of my past that might be fucking with me or something? I don't know. And so then his big partner, I swear, this nigga was 6'7" or some shit. His big homie, which is why I needed the weapon. I was like, I know you from somewhere. And he said, nah. His big homie's like, nah. He just got out of prison. He just did 10 years. This nigga, he don't have it all together. And I was like, man, what the fuck? You hit me in the face. Like, so I'm confused because I'm very confused, right? But if the conversation went left or right at this moment, I'm prepared to like, sang. Like I'm ready to throw my life away for it, for real. And he was like, nah, man, I just got out of prison, man. We coming down here to celebrate. I've been in prison for 10 years and man, I'm OG Crip. Dum, 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 dum. He started saying all this gang shit. And I was like, man, look, all that shit don't really matter. What the fuck is the problem? That's where I was. And he was like, nah, you came in. I said you was hating. I thought you was trying to hate on. I was like, man, why the fuck would I hate? I know them. And then his man was like, hey, man, I got to say, and his man was like the bigger nigga. He was like, man, look, I got to say, you took that punch like a G. Like, man, I apologize on his behalf. That shit, da 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 da. And then so dude was like, man, I don't know what happened, man. You did take that. So this is the dude. You did take that like a G, man. Damn, I used to knock fools out, man. I used to knock fools out. This is what this dude is saying. He was like, man, even in the pen, I was knocking fools out, man. Damn, and I used to wrestle. And I swear, he was like, man, let's go over there. Come over there with me. We could wrestle like over there in the sand. I was like, my nigga, I'm wearing linen. It's hoes out here. Why you want to wrestle me? He was like, I mean, I don't know. We could just, get it on or whatever. And I said, so at this point, it's getting friendly and foolish. And then the third dude, he's back lurking, looking like he might be the problem because he's the smallest guy. So he might be the one to like really do something. Not like the others won't, but he looked like he might be a little more shifty. So he starts telling me about how he used to knock motherfuckers out. But now we're conversing, right? And so it got to like a moment where I was like, listen, man, let me tell you who I am. And this is when this shit got friendly. I was like, nigga, whatever I said, I don't know what the fuck I said, but it was on some, if y'all are willing to do, if you got a short fuse like that, you need to work for me. And then he was like, man, what you be getting around? I was like, nigga, I don't live here. I live in D.C. And I do move around. But if y'all are willing to go like that, y'all need to work for me. And he was like, nigga, say no more, or whatever the fuck. Like, say less. People weren't saying say less back then, but whatever. He was like, man, look, whenever you come to LA, I can't remember what neighborhood in LA it was. He was like, whenever you come to LA, man, I got you, nigga. And he was like, and as a matter of fact, I swear he stood on business. As a matter of fact, tonight, I could get any bitch out here to suck your dick, nigga. We gonna get somebody to suck your dick. Whoa. Freeze, Jack. I don't need you to help me with that. But thank you for the invitation to having somebody bring me to my height of pleasure or something, whatever the fuck. He was like, man, take my number down. End up putting the nigga's fucking number. I think at that time I might have had a BlackBerry. I might have had the Nextel phone. I can't remember. Put the nigga's number in my phone. We go separate ways. Dap it up. Of course, since then I had dropped the knife, seeing that it was it was not going to be a fight. It's three dudes, right? So I'm just like, damn, I need to get out the way. I need to get out the feelings, get out the way. Drop the knife. I got this dude's phone number. They go their ways. We piece it up. Um, but I feel my forehead swelling. So with my forehead swelling, I dipped off the spot. And meanwhile, the girls, they would just sit there looking in shock like they had seen a ghost. Right? They were like, what the fuck happened? I walked back to them and I was like, good night, ladies. They were like, what happened? What happened? I was, man, nigga wants to be my bodyguard now, whatever the fuck. So I leave, but I had to get to a CVS or a Walmart. So I'm going to wherever the fuck the CVS is, and they about to close the shit because I had to get some ice for my head so the swelling wouldn't be visible. Oh, but before that, we're talking. Damn, I fucked up the story. Me and the dudes are talking when he said you took that like a G. And he was like, man, but I think I broke my hand. So the nigga hit me. The nigga hit me in the face and broke his hand. Right? Because I looked at it, I was like, damn, that does look broken. He was like, yeah, man, I'm going to have to get to the hospital. But then that's when he was like, man, but you took that like a G. You took that like a G. And I was like, yeah, that shit fucked up. And I was like, the problem is you hit me right here. And that's the hardest part on the face. Any of this shit, I'd have been probably knocked out, but you hit me right there. And, so we doing analysis and all types of shit, this like medical tent analysis, triage on this fool. And so anyway, they left. I get back to the ladies and they was like, what happened? I was like, lady, he hit me in the face. I don't know him. He broke his hand and he wants to be my bodyguard. I got to talk to y'all later. So I go to the CVS to go try to get some ice. They're about to close the store. I slip in. Come on, let me in. I got to get in. I get off in the joint, running around the aisle looking for the last shit. And who do I bump into? The French girl from the night before. And we have the same type of conversation that I could not understand that we had in the ocean. So she's in my face. I had to get some ice. I had to get ice. Right? She didn't know anything had happened. So then I walk her back to her hotel, the Delano, and we try to go to her room. But her friend was in the room. So then we just ended up going out in the front and sitting on the little porch area, like where the valet drives up. And it's nice out there. So we sit and talk. And anyway, we make sure that we're going to see each other in the south of France. And then I'm like, fuck. Now I'm gone. Right? So I'm walking back to my hotel. And who do I see walking back to my hotel? This is real spill. I see the chick who I saw. Oh, shit. I see the chick, Tanya from Detroit, right? So here's Tanya from Detroit walking back to her hotel. And then she was like, oh, hey, I called you or I texted you or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I was busy and shit. She don't know nothing happened. But then I was like, what are you doing right now? She's like, I'm about to go to my room, go to sleep. I was like, look, go up there, get a towel. Let's walk to the beach. All this happened in succession. Ding, 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 ding. Let's walk to the beach. She was like, all right, cool. So now this shit is exciting. The moon was bright. And so that's the only light that's on the beach. Like it ain't no street lamps, nothing. We go to the beach. Well, she goes up, gets her towel. We're walking down, we're talking, and then we go to the beach. On the beach, they have those things that you can sit on. They're like lounge chairs that you stretch out. So we got a lounge chair off the stack, laid it out, put the thing down there. We're chilling, take our shoes off or whatever, and then we walk down to the water. So when we get down to the water, we're looking out there, and we're both out there for the same time. I mean, for the same reason. I'm traumatized, but she don't fucking know. And so I'm looking that way. She's looking that way. We're hugging. I'm looking out at the water like, what a damn whirlwind. She's looking back that way. And then she says, my purse, my purse. Somebody just stole my purse. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, some dudes just came by and stole my purse off of the lounge chair. And now she's going hysterical. She was like, it had the key to my house. It had my wallet. It had everything. Da-da-da-da. Damn. Oh my God, my purse. And she starts freaking out. Right. And I'm just like, damn. It ain't no soft landing here. But see, that's me not leaving the party when I was up. Right. I should have left Miami. So now I got aggression with me now because this night is confusing. And I'm like, man, fuck. So now when it's dark at night on the beach, you can't see too far away. Like you might have like 15 yards of visibility in any way. Otherwise, it's just pitch black. So I'm out there like, man, fuck. Stay here. I'll find it. What? Why? So I just start walking. And I just start walking in like one direction. You catch a few people jogging, a few people loafing. And I go and I don't find nothing. And I come back. And so I'm just sitting there with her on the beach. And I'm just like, man, are you sure you brought it? Like, is it? She was like, I'm sure I brought it. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So then we're out there just kind of sulking for like 10 minutes. And then these dudes walk by, two Spanish dudes, they walk by. And I was like, listen, have you seen some dudes walk by with a purse? So before I said that to them, I asked her, did it look like it's them? She was like, I don't know. I just saw the dude walk by and take my purse. And so they were wearing shorts, but one dude had like something was obviously in the leg of his shorts. And it wasn't the mango meat he was born with. Right. So anyway, they were like he walked by and I asked them, they were like, no, we ain't seen nobody. We ain't seen nobody. So then they walked and then she was like, I swear that one dude had something in the leg of his shorts. This is back when people wore baggy shorts. So I said so again, damn. I'm looking at this guy and I'm looking at them and they kind of walked away in the distance so I couldn't see him. And so when they walked away, I just say, fuck it. So I'm going to try to catch up with them. But they had walked enough into the distance where it's flat, pitch dark. But I'm on the case. So I'll go this way. And I don't know why I'm saving hoes, but I'm mad because I got punched in the face. I got my own issues, right? So I go walking, looking for them. And then I see two dudes. I see the same two dudes leaned up against the what the fuck were they leaned up against? They was leaned up against the one of those things in which you stack the lounge chairs. And with them leaning up on that joint, I was like, hey, look, man, the lady lost her purse. If we leave here tonight, we're probably not gonna find that shit in the morning. I just need to search y'all. Right. So I'm hella affirmative with the shit though. You know, I'm like, hey, look, I just need to fucking search y'all. I'm feeling like Ghostface or some shit. Hey, look, so I just need to fucking search y'all shit. You know, like I was aggressive with the shit. So I was like, huh? And they stood up like, huh? And I was like, yeah, man. And then so they started talking shit. Right. And I was like, man, fuck that. I was gonna take it easy. Nigga, turn around, put your hands on that. And then so I'm giving this police energy. Man, put both your hands on that, spread your legs. And then so one of them did it immediately. And then the other one was like, man, I was like, man, do it or I'm gonna fuck you up. So he turned the shit around. I pat them down. I was like, kick your shoes off over here. They kicked their shoes off. So one dude started talking. I was like, oh, you want to talk some shit? Man, fuck that. Take your shorts off. You take your shorts off too. Strip, nigga. I'm in my foolish beast mode with two dudes I don't know at night. One of them was my size. One of them was smaller than me. With their hands on there, they was like, oh, man, this is some bullshit. They put their hands up there. They take their fucking shorts off. These fools are on this motherfucker naked. I mean, they had shirts on. So at this point, in disbelief, I'm going and I'm walking around walking around the area, and what do I kick a little pile of sand. What do I find? Her purse. Can you believe that? So then I scold them. I give them the brimstone. And then I took their shoes. I was like, this for lying. Took their shoes, threw their shoes in the ocean, get the purse, walk back. Walk back. I break the veil of the darkness. Here, baby, here's your purse. She looked at me with eyes of wonderment. And she was like, whatever you want, I'll give it to you. And she wouldn't talk about monetary exchange. And I was so emotionally drained and had so much sensation going on out of what just happened. I was like, no, 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 get your shit. Let's go back to your room. Get her shit, go back to her room. She's fucking geeking. Now the tears of sorrow and loss go to tears of joy and excitement, all this shit. And we got back to the door of the hotel and I was like, I had a long night. I gotta go. Good night. And I left.